is this now? I'm gonna give it a second, see if it works or if it's gonna cut me off. All right, dare I start talking about anything important? Okay, hello. It's been a long time since I've done a live, so hopefully this cooperates for me. I am in the commercial kitchen today, borrowing some space to bottle up tinctures and teas. I did the teas live on Instagram, and you all get me for the tinctures. So you saw the video. If you didn't see it, go check it out at some point to see how we did all of the teas. Hang on. Okay. You can see on Instagram how we did all of the teas. It's pretty much just measuring it out. But the video that I did on Friday that I posted for you all here, that one had all the instruction on how to make these tinctures. And coming soon, like the video I have going up tomorrow, we start explaining all of them. So I figured going live would be a really good opportunity for you all to come along with me and ask any questions as we're going about any of these herbs that I'm working with tonight. All of these will be available in the shop, on my website. I'm very excited to finally start offering them. But I am also a big proponent for learn how to do this yourself. So I want you all to know how. That's why I share and teach. So I'm going to tell you how. So this that I'm working with right here is goldenrod. Goldenrod grows wild. We do not plant it purposefully. We just wildcraft it. Our farm does not touch a commercial farm, so we don't have to worry about spray or drift or anything like that from anything that does spray. It's surrounded by timber. It's in the middle of timber. Like, we're good. Goldenrod has kind of a long growing season, but it blossoms. It only blossoms for a short amount of time. It blossoms for like probably, it's kind of staggered blossoming actually, and it just really depends on how much sunlight it's getting. Our goldenrod that's up at the front of our farm is already spent. The stuff in our timber is like peak right now, so I'm still harvesting goldenrod. So what's it for? Goldenrod is wonderful for things like allergies. Really great for UTIs. If you are prone to kidney stones, bladder infections, urinary tract infections. But honestly, like if I have the hint, little TMI, I get kidney stones. So it's a side effect of my autoimmune disease. I really do believe in my own research. But at the sign of that, I take that. And then, or I take this. And then after this, we take like stone root, gravel, things like that. But for allergies, goldenrod shines on its own. It really does amazingly if you pair it with nettle. So nettle, another wildcraft herb, absolutely fabulous. I do have that tincture as well, so we'll talk about that shortly. If my signal holds out. But goldenrod, allergy relief from goldenrod, really great for the fall allergies, for if you're allergic to ragweed. I talked about this a lot in some of the other videos that I've done, and you can also take it for cat allergies. Works great for cat allergies. If you have indoor allergies, specifically to cat hair, cat dander, then this is a great herb for you. It works relatively quickly. My husband has an awful ragweed allergy, and since he started taking some natural things, it's dialed back quite a bit. And we've had some bad ragweed years, and we've been shocked that he hasn't had severe reactions. So you need a combination of the goldenrod, nettle, an essential oil blend I do for him that he can use topically. That's a really great option for him also, because that just kind of like blocks the allergens from actually getting in. So like those combinations, the goal is for him to not have to take Claritin, Allegra, Zyrtec, all that fun, insanely expensive pharmaceutical stuff. That's the goal. So goldenrod's super easy to work with when you are harvesting it. Of course you can purchase it, but when you are harvesting it, you just make sure you are harvesting it in peak bloom, or like 90% peak bloom, and then you can tincture it fresh, or you can dry it to use for teas and things. You can do that too. It's a great thing to do. I've got a seasonal support tea that has dried goldenrod in it. You can use the leaves and the blossoms. We do not use the stem. We do not use the root. So that's how we do it. And you know what I forgot? My other box of bottles. I'm not going to be getting to all of those bottles of tinctures over there that you can't currently see. I'm going to be doing goldenrod. And I'm going to have to pick, I think, 2 others. And that's it. So, if you have any questions, it doesn't have to be about goldenrod. It can be, let's see, what are we talking about today? We are talking about milk thistle seed, elderberry, echinacea, nettle, and goldenrod. I also have motherwort and mugwort. I don't know if I'll get to those today. Probably not, because I forgot the other box of bottles, and I know exactly where it's sitting. It's sitting on my island at home. Illinois has these wonderful laws for selling at farmers markets. You have to have cottage food license. The cottage food license allows you to sell at markets, and you don't have to have a commercial kitchen to operate in. However, if you want to sell across state lines, you must. You must have a commercial kitchen, hence the commercial kitchen. Again, this is not our kitchen. I would love to have a commercial kitchen. One day we will have a commercial kitchen in our education center. But that is one day. So for now, I borrow commercial kitchen space, which is really nice. It's awesome. So let's see. Let's talk about nettle, since we talked about goldenrod. Nettle, major anti-inflammatory. Fabulous. Nettle's anti-inflammatory properties. I have heard a lot of herbalists talk about nettle, that it is an immune boosting herb. It is not. It is an immune, it's supportive. Nettle is supportive. Like, it supports everything. It lowers inflammation across the board. It builds up. It's super nutritive herb. So like if you're anemic, nettle is your friend. Nettle is great for you. If you are going through any medical treatments that affect your blood work, like your CBC. So like your blood counts, if your doctor's talking about your blood counts being off, your white blood cell count, your red blood cell count, any of your blood cell count. It specifically shines with your red blood cells, but both are good. Take nettle. It is not going to hurt you. Nettle is fabulous. The only contraindications that there are for nettle, I can't even say contraindications, warnings for nettle, is when you are harvesting it, because they call it stinging nettle for a reason. It will sting you. It's got these little hairs. And actually, I can give you a nice little fun tip. Okay, so let's put this down. If you, say this is nettle, okay, here's nettle sitting here. If you go at it fast and hard, not like crazy hard, but like fast, you collapse those hairs and it can't sting you. But if you're just going, oh, let me pick it, yeah, you're getting hairs stuck in you and they itch and they burn and they're not comfortable. But actually, fun fact about those hairs is it's actually used in bone and joint and musculoskeletal treatments nowadays to help ease the symptoms of arthritis, fibromyalgia. There's a lot of benefit to purposefully stinging yourself with stinging nettle. So I find that interesting. Do I find it interesting enough to start banging on my lower back with a nettle? Not yet. Not yet. I'm a little late to the game with some of this stuff, I guess. Some people are just like, yeah, they'll try anything, which I totally get. I've been there. But like, I just had my first acupuncture appointment today. Oh, if you have not done acupuncture, it's amazing. It's better than a massage, in my opinion. It's incredible. And I wish I would have done it sooner. Really, really wish I did, because this is the first day since I got COVID, guys. You remember when that was? February. This past February. It's October. This is the first time that I am not coughing, hocking up a lung, struggling to breathe. I haven't taken an inhaler all day. Now, I will take my maintenance inhaler later, but I have not taken an inhaler all day long. I can't tell you the last time that was. So I am a believer of acupuncture. I think it's incredible, and I think everyone should try it. Oh, you are on the thing I need. So we're gonna switch this out. Okay, so I am done with the goldenrod, and then we're gonna move on to, let's do milk thistle. Let's do milk thistle. I've talked a lot about nettle. I don't think I have shared with you all anything about milk thistle yet. I do have to go rinse this out real quick. So we'll see if you can hear me from over there. We'll be right back. Milk thistle is really good for your liver. Okay. Milk thistle is fabulous for your liver. It is really, really good to protect it, to heal it. Can't really say that word, but you know. It is a really excellent herb for not just the liver, but the entire liver area. So like your liver and your gallbladder, they work together. Your liver produces the bile, your gallbladder stores the bile, secretes it, pushes it out. It goes and dumps into your small intestines, your large intestines. Like it affects all of it. Does it dump into your small intestines or your large intestines? I am totally blanking out on that. What a dumb thing to blank out on. All right. Wow. I know this answer. I swear I do. It is 7:15 here. Maybe my brain is about done for the day. Anyway, it goes to your intestines where the bile does its job to help break down and absorb everything. So if you are having like congestion in your gallbladder and your liver, you can have, so like the steps to getting, for people having gallstones and then having surgery and having that removed, it's totally preventable if you just work on your liver. So how to watch for this? Okay, so there in the medical world, there's like this saying for, let's see if I can remember it. It's been a long time, guys. It's, what is it? Fair, fat, 40. Oh, there's one more and I can't remember. Those are all your warning signs for having your gallbladder. Is that accurate? Yeah, I would say so. It doesn't necessarily mean, oh, and female. Fair, fat, 40, female. That's what it is. If you meet those criteria and you go into a hospital and you're having gallbladder type pain, they will push a surgery on you. They should do an ultrasound to make sure, or CT, to make sure that you actually have gallstones. Sometimes if they're not too bad, they will just say, give it time. If you're like what my surgeon said before I knew any of this, said if gallbladders, or if, what do you say? If gallstones were diamonds, you could retire. I said, well, that's fabulous. What are we gonna do about it? And he's like, let's take it out. There's a thing that you can do. It's like a gallbladder cleanse. The naturopath that I have talked to has said apple juice, like pure apple juice, like apple cider, works great for it. It helps flush everything out. I'm putting, if you want to see what I'm doing, putting tops on these. I didn't bring the sealants with me. I will do that at home. That's not required that I do that here, but it is required that I bottle them and seal them. So we're doing that. But you can flush everything out, and you can actually, it's a process. You got to look up this process if you're interested in it. But it takes some time. Like, I think he said, if I'm remembering right, like 5 days, maybe a week, I don't know. And that's like all you're having is apple juice. So, and then he's got some other, what's it called? Supplements on top of it. So, if you do that, you can flush all the stones out, and flushing the stones out helps obviously open up your congestion, clear all that out, but you still need to work on your flow. Milk thistle is fabulous for that. So anything that says hepatoprotectant, hepato means liver, and it protects your liver. So you can, hey, oh my gosh, the comments are so teeny tiny down at the bottom. Hi, Meg. I am working on bottling tinctures. So on Instagram, I was it's not bottling. I was bagging the teas. Let me show you. These are going to be on our website very soon this week. This is De-Stress. This is chamomile, skullcap, lavender, lemon balm, rose hips, and catnip. Really good de-stress. And I've got, here, let's go through them, shall we? I will tell you them. There's 5 different ones. Oh, I've got them over there. Okay, hormone helper, de-stress, a breathe tea, and then there's a tea. Thanks, Meg. There's a tea that's like the breathe tea, but it also has, like, if you have that cardiac component, like you have palpitations, heart involvement, you have like musculoskeletal pain or like around your chest and those muscles there, costochondritis, hawthorn. It has hawthorn. The heart and lung tea, also the respiratory tea, is mullein, nettle, rose hips, hyssop, and hawthorn berry. If you don't want to buy these, I teach people how to make them. So I have a book, which I haven't talked about too much. It looks like it's gonna fall. I haven't talked about too much on here, but I wrote a recipe book on how to make all of these things yourself, because I mean, I'm happy to sell them, obviously. I enjoy making them. They're fun. And what in the world would I do with all these herbs if I didn't make things? If I didn't sell them? This is a lot. This is just the goldenrod, 1 gallon bottle. But I would rather you have the skills. I bought your book. It looks so good. I'm so excited. Okay, you got to tag me with what you make with it. Best place for bottles, Amazon. Search for the 24 pack. 24 pack of 2 ounce amber bottles with droppers. Got some goldenrod drying, now making a compost bin from a trash can. Awesome. Our compost in town has been kind of a nightmare, but now that we've got out of town space, even though we don't live there yet, it is so nice. We can just, here's a space, boom. From a trash bag or can is a really good idea though. Growing mullein here from seed, fabulous. I love mullein. So are you gonna start it and then transplant it? I have never transplanted it. Oh, and what zone are you in too? I've never transplanted it because it just grows so well here, just direct sowing it. So I never tried, but that is interesting. So yeah, this is the goldenrod beta. This will be my project this evening. In the wee hours, I will be up watching reruns of Grey's Anatomy and labeling all of my tincture bottles. Hopefully. Hopefully my husband's not asleep by the time I get home and I can't get my label maker. We'll figure it out. We'll do it. we'll do the hard things. Oh, here comes the compressor. That compressor, it can be a little loud, so I hope it doesn't get too loud here in the background. Oh, it's not too bad. I transplanted it from seed start here in Virginia at the last house. Okay, it worked wonderfully. Now to do it all again at the new farm. Yes. That'd be awesome. So I did patches of mullein. This is what I did, okay? And this is on our farm, okay? So you got to remember, herb farm. I'm in the mid-Atlantic, okay? Like, I'm guessing you're saying East Coast. Like, way over there. And that would work wonderfully there, too. So if we have a row, because, you know, we do not just do row gardening. Like, we have rows, and we berm them. But we don't just do row gardening. Like, we don't have a row of mullein, a row of lemon balm, and so on and so forth. We've got more of a permaculture approach. So we have a patch of mullein here and a patch of mullein there, and you'll see a patch of mullein there. And part of why I love that, aside from the fact that it makes for a very hands-off way of gardening, this cart that you're sitting on is rolling, so let's hope it doesn't go flying. Oh, there's brakes. That's awesome. I'm just figuring this out. I've been here since 6:30. I'm just now figuring that out. Okay, so I will direct sow the mullein. East Coast, okay. I will direct sow the mullein, and then it'll flower. It'll go through everything. I will pick the leaves, like first year, okay, it's in the rosette, you know, down close to the ground. I'll pick all the young leaves, let some go out so that we get a good life cycle here. And then second year, it'll send up that stalk. And then I pick flowers to make my mullein ear oil. And then I will let a lot of flowers go to seed and let them drop. And that's my next year's crop. I'm doing it currently with calendula also, which is killing me to not harvest it all. It's a little ridiculous, but it's killing me to not harvest it because I just want to harvest all of the calendula. My muslin towels have about had it. So I use muslin cloth. You can see it's pretty stained because tincture stain. You should have seen my blue vervain one. Oh my gosh, I threw that one out. That is a very, very dark, it like stains like this with a blue tint. Okay, and here we go with milk thistle seed. This does not smell like vodka anymore. Some herbs still do when you tincture them, but some, like a lot of them, really a lot of them, don't. They don't smell like the herb or like vodka super strong anymore. They smell like the herb. Chamomile is a big one. Like, it smells, chamomile tincture is like, here, come over here now, is like straight chamomile. That's all you smell is the chamomile. Chamomile is like one of the my all-time favorite smells. And this milk thistle, now I do have one that I made in that video. That one I put out on Friday, that longer one. I did milk thistle and milk thistle seed powder. And that one I will not be able to strain like this. I will have to use multiple of these. And I've got like a super, like I'll probably do that super fine cheesecloth, and I will do a muslin towel, and I'll probably do a second muslin towel, because all that powder will, you know, make its way through. We don't want that. Okay. This one doesn't, seeds don't always release much. So we're just gonna stick that there for now. Okay. And there's my towel. Okay. Got one towel for the hands, and there we go. Okay. So, all right. Let me see the questions. It's hot in here, so like, I'm sweating. Andrographis and turmeric tincture makes crazy fluorescent yellow permanently. Oh my gosh, no color rinses out after you filter. Oh my gosh. I can imagine that with the turmeric, for sure. Am I gonna sneeze? I better not sneeze. I think we're okay. Nope. Hang on. All right, I think we're good. Okay, so turmeric, I want to grow it. I want to grow it so bad. And actually, there's like a farmer's market, like Farmers of Illinois kind of a group. I forget the name of it, but they went over. They had this thing on growing turmeric in Illinois, and I'm like, I can do that. I can do it. Don't tell me we need zone 8. We can figure it out in 5A. We'll get there. We'll do it. We are actually going to put up at least one high tunnel next year. I was hoping for a grant to come through, but I don't think we got it. Which is okay. God has other plans, right? They'll be better. So back to milk thistle. I had a child that I'll tell you, let me back up a little bit. We got Cryptosporidium and E. coli a few years back. We think it was from tainted raw milk because it was not the cleanest of farms. And the person that gave it to us, I cannot prove it because they had no other outbreaks, but what I can tell you, well, no other outbreaks that were reported because it acts like just a bad stomach flu in someone that doesn't have autoimmune disease. So, in someone that does have autoimmune disease, you get violently ill for a prolonged period of time, and it is not fun. So, me and one of my kids got it the worst. We're the ones with the autoimmune issues. And he got it so severe that he had gallbladder involvement, liver involvement. Like, it was bad, really bad. And he went to the GI specialist. He had a colonoscopy and endoscopy as the last resort. Like, he was debilitated for on and off for it over a year. And then it took a year of, because they looked at it and they're like, oh, it's just IBS. Okay, look, IBS is a legit thing. I have it. It's a legit thing. I have it because of my autoimmune disease. Like, a lot of the things that I have going on are because I have an autoimmune disease, because autoimmune diseases are friends. They like to follow each other around and create more problems for each other and for you. But he ended up having so many issues, and they didn't know what to do with him, as most doctors do when they don't find anything structurally wrong with you and that your labs don't show. I am not trash talking Western medicine by any means. That is not who I am. I worked Western medicine for a long time. I believe in it. It is good. However, it has its place. Good. Not this needs to be the end all be all. Herbalism and allopathy need to work together. They should work together. 100%. But they couldn't give us an answer, so to herbalism we went and really focused on a good protocol for him. Wild yam was huge for him. Milk thistle seed, huge for him. We ended up, oh man, I can't remember everything. Dandelion root. We tried aloe vera juice, which everybody says, oh, this is great. Aloe vera juice will calm your gut. Not for everybody. For him, it made it worse. So not one herb is like the end all be all for a certain thing. There are very few herbs that are like that. And even if there are, I will tell you that you react differently to what I react to. I react differently than what he reacts to. You know what I mean? So it's all different. We all respond differently, and you can't use a one-size-fits-all treatment. And that's why I am now sharing so much with herbalism, and it's not just a, hey, we have an herb farm, buy our products. I want to educate people because it's so, so, so important for you not just to just take a blind treatment. If someone's telling you, oh, here's this tincture. Okay, I don't know if that cut me off. If someone's telling me, hey, here's this tincture, take this and this will fix you right up. Not necessarily, my friend. And if it's a combination tincture, it may make them worse because they may have an issue with one tincture or with one tincture, and you combined it with like 3, 4, 5 other herbs and you don't have the dosages right and they didn't tincture correctly for the correct times individually. So now you don't know what you're having a reaction to. So doing single tinctures at a time, most important thing, most important. You will always hear me say that. Do them one herb at a time and then start blending because you don't know how you're going to react to things. That's so, so important. So we are about done with milk thistle. This one, I'm going to have a very limited amount for right now in the shop. But I do have more coming. What I have done and finished now is already kind of sold and spoken for. And I've got, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 7, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. I've got 9. And this one is only partial, so this will just go to my family. Okay, so I want to expand my herb garden, leaning towards medicinal. Mullein is on my list. What are your favorite recommendations? My 5-year-old has a rare gastrointestinal polyp disorder. Okay, so have you done, if you don't mind my asking, have you done any other herbal protocol? Have you tried anything with your 5-year-old? Yes. Mullein, fabulous herb to have. Nettle, because if they have a polyp disorder, I'm gonna guess there's massive gut inflammation going on in there also, because it just goes along with it, you know, unfortunately. And nettle, anti-inflammatory, majorly anti-inflammatory, and it's not gonna bother his gut. It shouldn't bother his gut. Now I'm gonna sneeze. No, I'm not. Okay. I don't know how many times this is gonna happen tonight. And I am wearing like trauma gloves. These are nitrile gloves and they're incredibly hard. I stupidly only brought one pair with me. Nothing, so they're very hard to get back on. But nothing gets through them. Just working on fiber and hydration along with milling our own organic flour. Okay, I'm gonna make a couple suggestions. Do with it what you will, but because everybody is different and I only know what I know from my family, you know, and then if people come to me, and they say, hey, I'm having this issue, I can say, well, here's a place to start. So that's what I'm going to say to you, because I'm not going to tell you, do this, this is going to work. Don't do this, this is not going to work. But I can tell you what is the standard, like what they always say. And by they, I mean like every good quality book in naturopath that I've talked to and my own experiences and all of that. Oh, first, milk thistle. Do you see that white milky stuff? That's the good stuff. Okay, I'm going to start explaining this as I rinse this out to go with the other herbs, so bear with me. Doing your own organic, milling your own organic wheat is great. However, the problem could not just be that it's not, you know, like they were having store-bought bread. The problem very well could be gluten, and it doesn't matter if you not yourself or not. What matters is the gluten, honestly. So that gluten is like a glue. It sits in your gut, and the more you have it, the more it builds up. Some people have zero problem with gluten. Other people, once you purge your diet from it, it is like, and then you get some of it back into your system. it's like a balloon. It like blows up your gut. It's awful. It's absolutely awful. But they could be totally and completely fine. What I can tell you is anybody I personally have ever worked with or known or in our own experiences that have gut issues should not have gluten, period. Doesn't matter if it's organic, if you grew it yourself, I don't care. You shouldn't have it. It's worth a shot. If you've tried it and noticed absolutely no difference, if they've gone gluten-free, completely gluten-free. And when I say completely gluten-free, you have to be aware of what gluten is in. If you get seasonings that are not organic, there's gluten in them. There's a high chance that there's gluten in them. I'm talking like paprika, garlic powder, onion powder, things. I'm not talking like, you know, your pork seasoning or your chicken seasoning, or I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like just even single herb seasonings like that you'd get, you know, like the little Great Value Walmart glass things that are now $5. Can you believe that? If they're not organic, there's a good chance that there's gluten in them. So there's that. Also, you got to figure out diet triggers. You have to, and that's really hard with kids. So you can go about that a couple ways. Muscle testing for our family has been amazing. The trash can has 100 holes drilled. Now time to fill. Yep, good. You got good drainage then. Smoked paprika is delicious though. Yes, yes. You can make smoked paprika yourself. That'd be delicious. You grow those peppers, smoke them, dehydrate them, pulverize it. It's really easy. We love to make our own seasonings. And then you make your herbal blends. Oh, it's so good. I have not eaten dinner yet. It's 8:19. I have not eaten because I had to run out here to do this. And now we're talking about food. And now I'm going to get hungry. So anyway, really the food is going to be, it doesn't matter what medications they put your kid on. It doesn't matter. Let's try. I do not have enough. Let's do echinacea. All right. This one's already strained. This is a refill, so I don't have to strain any herbs for this one. Look at that. Actually, that's like a lot of the goodness in there. We're gonna very carefully pour a little bit back in and shake it out. This one smells a little bit like liquor. Like not just vodka. Like it smells like, I don't know. I don't drink. I used to. It smells like a mixed drink. Okay, do you see all that at the bottom? This is not bad. This is good. These are the properties. These are like the good medicine. Down at the bottom, and we want it all off. Of course, this one wants to stick. I'm ready for fly season to be done. Okay. Okay, so back to what we were saying about your child. Trying to eliminate, finding the triggers, very important. So with a kid, if I was doing it with a kid, I would honestly probably just take away one thing at a time, or a few things at a time, like take away the wheat, find a substitute that'll work well for you. And then you can, if that didn't do anything, I mean, and you got to do it for a while, like a few months, like 3 months. If that didn't do anything, then you can try to do another food group, dairy, you know, and just kind of go on like that. The diet, I know it's not what you asked, but the diet is so incredibly important. And I'm not saying that you overlook it, but a lot of people get all that gunk. Yes, but it's the good gunk. A lot of people overlook the diet. They overlook it, and they think that, I'm not pointing a finger at you. I'm just saying a lot of people do, because I talk to people constantly about herbs and about health, and it all comes down to the gut. That's why I put together my herbal gut course, because it's so important. Okay, and my phone's gonna die here shortly, so I think we're gonna do like 5-10 minutes left, and then we'll go, because I am gonna be about done with this after this one anyway. So probably 5 minutes. Okay, so herbs to help You can try dandelion. You can try a whole dandelion. A whole dandelion tincture is fine. Now, tinctures with kids, I give them. That is a personal preference. That is personal conviction. The amount of alcohol a kid gets from a tincture is like eating an apple. Like, they get such a small, tiny amount of it. It's not anything that I personally worry about with my kids. Now, every parent needs to make their own informed decisions and do their own research, but that's how I feel. So there's that. Another one is marshmallow. It's a fabulous one. So marshmallow has mucilage in it, and it is got demulcent properties, and everything in the marshmallow plant is nourishing to the gut lining. And along with that, plantain. Plant yourself some plantain. Definitely get some plantain. Plantain grows wild, so I'm willing to bet you've already got it. Like, it's in abundance. It is the weed of all weeds. It's up there with dandelion. It is fabulous. So plantain is, I have a recipe in my herbal gut book. And guys, if you're interested in that, it's in, just click, I'll put it in there at some point in time tonight in the description box below later on. But it's super simple. Just search Serenity Hill Farmstead. We take up the whole first page of Google. And it's right in the shop. And it's a download. And it's a $37 book. And there's 50 recipes in there. And there's a lot of information in it. But it's not overwhelming. It's really good. And I spent a lot of time making it simple for people to follow, but informative, so you're prepared. So there's that. All right, and here is the last one of the milk thistle. And I have some bottles left, but not much. Okay. There we go. Almost lost them. Let's see. Okay, plantain. That's what I was talking about. Plantain. There's a recipe in there. I think I left it called knit. I know I've done a lot of projects lately. I can't 100% remember what it's called. I think it's called knit. But plantain has an astringent property. Astringent properties literally take your tissues, all the tissues, okay? It can be your skin, it can be your mucous membranes, and they take your tissues that are broken and fragile, and they knit it together. They pull you together to heal that tissue. Doing that is, I have 5 left. I don't think it's worth opening a whole other thing. Doing that is, or taking that is very helpful to an inflamed gut, because whether you've got IBS, IBD, disorder, it's still going to disrupt those tissues. It's going to damage those tissues and pull all those together. It helps to, I'm trying to avoid the word heal, because I'm not supposed to say heal. It helps to regenerate also, so that's another point. So every single system in the gut, every single system in the gut has a regeneration time where you will have basically a new gut with a certain number of days. Some systems are 3 years, some are 3 months, some are, 45 days. It just depends. It says we're reconnecting. So if I suddenly stop talking, that would be why. Okay, we're back. So during that time, ouch, I forgot I had acupuncture today, and I forgot that I got a thing here. Okay. Words. What are the words? I can remember the words. Oh yeah. So the foods, if the foods are healing to the gut, you've got the right balance of the right diet and using the right herbs that are healing and nourishing to the gut, then during that time, the theory is during that time of healing, by the time you get through a full regeneration cycle, you basically have a new gut. So the idea is to figure out all of the diet stuff, all of the lacking minerals, trace minerals, all of the right nutrition help so that she doesn't have that anymore. Now, when it comes to like congenital and things like that, really greatly, they're just that's how your DNA is, or your congenital, that's the word I was thinking of. And that's just how your body is after a trauma. Things heal wrong sometimes. I can honestly tell you, I don't know. There's a lot about this, and if anybody says, oh yeah, I know that, the whole like approach to herbalism is trial and error. A lot of it is all trial and error. And I say that it doesn't matter how long dandelion's been used, how long wild yam has been used, how long goldenrod's been used. It doesn't matter how long it's been around. You have not been around that long. So you don't know specifically how it's going to work with you. So I hope that makes sense. We did a dairy-free trial between colonoscopies and there was no change. Okay, so then dairy is not necessarily an issue for her. During her scopes, she's not inflamed, just polyps throughout the colon. I almost lean towards constipation causing them. And then you have to work with, has she seen a functional or he, whoever, or did you say her? Yeah, has she seen a functional medicine doctor? So if you find a functional medicine, otherwise aside from the original way we found out the polyps sloughed off and caused a lot of bleeding. Oh yeah, those are scary. Here's everything you're saying. So I have a video, and I really need to make an updated one because I have a lot more books than I have found since then on a lot of things that are just like super, super helpful places to start. There's one called Herbalism. I did talk about that in the last video that I put up. Fabulous book. It is medical, okay? So it's got a little bit more of that jargon, but it is not so hard to follow that it's like impossible if you don't have a medical degree or background or anything, or a little more work behind it. Where is my pen? Okay, guys. Well, my phone is probably gonna die. Not yet looking for a great one. Yeah. I will tell you, if you live, it's worth it. If you can do it, it's worth it. I say that, I understand that if you can't think, because up until a few weeks ago, I did not have a reliable vehicle to even be able to get myself to a really good rheumatologist. So now, I'm like, if you can't do it. One good thing to come out of COVID is e-appointments, like, you know, being able to do e-visits. For something like that, I don't know if they would initially, so you could get established. Sometimes they do for patients that live far away. So if you have to travel, you have to stay on them, and you have to get like a nurse advocate, but they will help you. And the nurse advocates are in the office. This is not someone you hire. They are there. They are just there. But they will help you figure out everything that you need to like get the ball rolling, get established with the doctor, do all of that stuff, and then hopefully from there, then like you've got your initial visits, they've got all of your blood work, all of your scans, because all that stuff can be ordered without seeing the doctor. They can do that so that they have the information when they do see her. So if that's something you have to travel for, those are some little, I worked in medicine for 15 years kind of tips. Hopefully they're helpful. So, okay, if there aren't any more questions or comments, I'm going to go ahead and get off because my phone is flashing at me and I think it's going to die. So, and I'm done here because I forgot my other box of tinctures. So, thanks for joining me today, guys. I had no announcement. This was just totally impromptu. If you, at some point in time this evening, I will, if you're interested in checking out either the gut course, and that will be going on sale very soon. So, I will put a coupon code. No, that will not have a coupon code. That'll just be on sale. I will have the link for that, and I will have the link for my ebook if you want to check that out. Lots of good information in those. So yeah, and you can go subscribe to the blog because we have so many products coming out soon. You can get the teas. I will have some bulk herbs if you want to just buy them and make your own thing. Hi Paula, you're here too. Paula joined me on Instagram too. I'm glad to see you here. So you can like get those herbs and then make your own stuff, or you can just buy it prepared. My brain is like finishing. I need to eat. I need to go eat something. So you guys have a great night. We'll talk to you later.